So first and foremost, I want to say thank you to everyone in our country. I want to say thank you, the churches. The churches, I say thank you. Our leaders, I say thank you. But before today, it's a sad day, as I've said, to say we have lost two voices. But the first voice, which we have lost completely, I know the other one, there are two voices which we have lost. The other one, it's coming, it's coming. I know it may take long, but definitely it will come out. And it has germinated into me, the brother. But the other voice, which we have lost, I want to give tribute to my mother, who stood for me when I was down, when I was inside the grave, but she stood she stood for me. So I want to give tribute first to our mother. So give me time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today, my heart is heavy with grief as I speak these words in honor of a woman whose strength, love, and courage sharpened not only the political landscape in our nation, but also touched my life in the most personal and profound ways. Mama Edith Nawakwi was more than a politician. She was a patriot whose love for Zambia burned brighter than any ambition. She stood tall in a room filled with power and never trembled. Never trembled. She challenged the status quo, not for applause, but for the betterment of her people. She was intelligent, courageous, in the pursuit of justice. A fearless voice in times when silence was safer and more convenient. But allow all these titles. To me, she was my mother. She was my mom. She was a mother in very sense of the word. Not just to her biological children, but even to me, she was a mother. I still remember when I was abducted by some UPND officials by the name of Trevor Mwiimbu, Grayson Amasaka, and Levi Ngoma from this brutal UPND government. A moment when fear strengthened to break my spirit. Despite her illness, she rose from her sick bed and spoke out. When some of the voices were just quiet. But she thought of, no, even if I'm sick, let me wake up. We can't lose a young soul in me. Her voice thundered against the injustice, cutting through the silence that surrounded my aura. She stood up for me like only a mother could, like a father could. That's what Edith Nawakwi did. I came to know everything. Whatever was going on through social media. And she was denied access to come and visit me in my hospital bed. But God is there. Her spirit is still with us. That's why today it has been germinated. That is love. That is motherhood. What more can a son say? How do you say goodbye to a woman who becomes your shield in the face of danger and injustice? A woman whose strength was both gentle and fierce. A woman whose love crossed the boundaries of blood and became something scarce. Because she stood up for me alongside others who dared to speak truth to power. The government charged her with seditions. You see how brutal it is? Just to speak of my abduction, whereby even the abductors are still moving freely today. But her, she was charged to talk against the injustice. She was charged. She was appearing to court. And even the court couldn't believe that she's sick. They thought she was pretending. Or maybe she was scared of the court. But she was a lioness. She wasn't scared of anything. That's why she stood. She spoke. And they got scared. And that's why today I'm there. Today I'm speaking because of her. The government charged her with seditions. I am saddened to say that had she lived, they could have convicted her on the same charge. But the person she talked about, warning to say, can you release our son? They're still moving freely, even moving together with the person who took oath in the National Heroes Stadium to say, I'll protect the Constitution. But what Constitution is she protecting? What is Constitution is he protecting? Killing people, chasing people, arresting people, depriving people. Even right now, as I'm speaking, the numbers would have been a lot. But because there's no even electricity, even people to charge their phone, to follow what is going on. Mama na wakwe, your spirit will still be there. The spirit will dominate them. Will dominate them. Because whatever they did, the only offense you made was to say, can you release our son? Who is our son? Some I can know, they can say no, you are not. Remember, I'm from Mbala. I'm from Mbala. I am Simpo Kolwe. My mother, she's Nampo Kolwe. And Edith Nawakwi, she's from Mbala. Mbala, there. She's our mother. That's the only offense which she did, was to speak against the injustice. Where they wanted even to take the court case in her house to say no, she's lying. But today, are they going to take the court case in the mortuary? Are they going to sit to take the court case at the graveyard? And the people who are supposed to be charged are even moving, even carrying the file for the president. Who said that I will protect the Constitution? Which Constitution? Which Constitution? That's how fair this government is willing to go to silence voices of the truth and compassion. Today, my brother, Honorable Munias Zuru, has been convicted on the other political motivated charges, and yet his case where he bravely on other political motivated charges, where Honorable Zuru spoke to say the money is being looted, exposing corruption. But because we don't have someone to protect our constitution, where the complainant is turned to be the offender, and the offenders, they've got immunity to commit any crime, anything. Anything they want, they can just commit, it's fine for them. But when you complain against them, indeed, our founding father, KK, what he said, to say this country will be divided, and this is where we are going. Imagine if Honorable Zuru wasn't from where he comes from. They were going to say no, he wasn't going to be where he is today. Or if he was, yes. And another charge which Honorable Zuru was charged, and this case is yet, where he bravely spoke out against my abduction, still lingers in court. I fear he too will be convicted for standing by me, while the real perpetrator of my abduction walking freely in the street because they've got immunity. And I remain here as a political prisoner. It's a bitter irony that the protectors are being punished and the violators room with immunity. Her passing is not just a personal loss, it is a national tragedy. She has left us at a time when a voice is needed more than ever, because this is the time when we need the voices, like the strong voice, like our mother. But this is the time when she has left us. I know without a shadow of a doubt that if she were here today, she would have spoken out on Munia's conviction, loud and clear, unapologetically. She never cowered. She never bowed to injustice. She carried the weight of this nation's struggle on her shoulder, and still managed to smile, still managed to laugh, still managed to mother us all. Mom, your absence leaves a void that can never be filled. But your legacy lives on. In every young woman who dares to speak out, in every Zambian who chooses country cover comfort, in every act of courage born from your example, ma'am, lest in internal peace. My mother, you fought your battles. You really fought your battles. And I know your spirit is still with us. I know your spirit is still with us. We'll still continue where you left it. When you left it, we'll pick it up until we liberate our country. Until we liberate our country. From 1964, ma'am, before I conclude, we have never read in anywhere where the injustice has been like what we are going through today. But it's a sad thing. You fought your battles, ma'am. You loved me deeply. You saved faithfully. Ma'am, Zambia has lost a lioness in you. But we can assure to you to say, yes, they have taken you, but it will still germinate. Ma'am, heaven has gained a queen. Heaven has gained a queen who spoke. Even Honorable Mwiimbu, where he is today, should have been there to speak against the injustice. But my brother, I know you are going to be there. I still remember we used to be like this whenever. Ma'am, rest in peace. And please, greet our brother, truthful. And please let him know what is happening. But whatever he left, we'll pick it up. Ma'am, thank you. May God receive you well. So, thank you, people. That was the tribute. Yeah, that was the tribute for my mother. But now, let me talk now about my issue. My issue. I know I know a lot of people people, I promise people to say today it's a bad day. Lero nisiku hii pangako. Kuliseo, taluza musogoleri wabwino ngako muzina ya Edith na wakwe. Honorable Zuru is called. But now let me explain briefly. Today I'll just explain briefly before I start taking calls, and before I start doing what, I've got a lot to explain. Like last year on the 25th day of May, Freedom Day, you can imagine, on a Freedom Day, when everyone is supposed to be celebrating that we are free now. But this is when they showed their injustice. And to them they were celebrating. Yes, we know you can celebrate, you can do this, you can do that, but one day it's one day. It was on the 25th May 2025. I was at home, and then I was invited as a guest of honor in the constituency to be the guest of honor on the marriage of Mr. Simukoko. And then I was a guest of honor. So I started off from home around 01, going to the constituency. As I was going, I reached Ibex, there where the junction is from to go to Ngombe. That's where I found people with more than 4 vehicles. They blocked me. When they blocked me, I decided to use the route going to Ngombe. There's a hump there going to Ngombe. As I was going to, sorry. It's only that it's not Ngombe, it's Bowden. There, just when when you're in the, as you're approaching from Memorial Park, when you're going, like you're going to Zaf in the Twin Palm Road, just there on top there are some humps there. So there's a road which goes to Bowden, not Ngombe, Bowden. So I turned fast, going to Bowden. They blocked me again. There was also vehicles which blocked me from there. Yeah, you can say Chizungu, what? No. We don't care as long as you're getting what I'm saying. So as long as you are getting what I'm saying. So I don't want to say no, I should use the local language. Tina vitundu 72 so nikayuzina chinyanja akine amvwerini kwasu kumambwe amvwerini so tijaira chizungu chifupi. So if you don't want to get, then if you are not getting what I'm saying, I don't know, but I know you are going to get what I'm saying. Yeah, so it was May 2024 on the 25th. Yes, I was invited as a guest of honor in the constituency for the wedding of Mr. Simukoko. So I started off around 01 from home in Livara South. So as I was going home, I was passing Ibex to my other house, going to the constituency. So when I reached, when I was in Twin Palm Road, when I reached there by the junction at the junction for Bowden, they blocked me. There are humps there, so they blocked me. Lucky enough, I managed to sweep the car to go to Bowden way. Then they blocked me again. From there, when they blocked me, They came with guns. When they came with guns, then they asked me to open the doors. I refused to open the doors. They were not in the mask or what. They just came like officers. Then I said, should I bash them or what? Then I said, no. Niwa kundelini hapa. Lekani tuone mpaka nakapokola tukawakunda haka mbati wapanga mlanda. So nilieva punke yae niembekeza na vala mawindo mula ningala niswavochita nishite chinji. First waone wewera nikaru kamba mamle mlotini wane mafoni ni ambotuma mafoni. That's how they managed to smash the screen, the window screen, the front window screen. They smashed it. When they smashed it, then I was forced now to say, no, I'm sure they will kill me. I'm sure these are not officers. These are criminals. That's now I opened the door. Then I surrendered myself. When I surrendered myself, they came. They demanded for the phones. They demanded for the car keys. Then from there, when they demanded everything, then they asked me now to do what? They picked a paper from my car in the glove compartment. In that glove compartment, which they picked a paper and a pen in my car, they asked me now to write a letter asking me to ask for forgiveness to the nation. Which I said, Nuzivalini kulemba. They said, no, you are going to write. Until they forced me, until I started writing that note, which was circulated. I'm sure everyone saw the note. That note was written by me by force on a gunpoint. To say, can you write this? English is not a problem. We are getting you honor. Don't mind them. Yeah, thanks a lot. Especially us, we are from Petauke and we speak short English, so no problem. Yeah. So after finishing writing the note, they got me. They bundled me into a boot of a Toyota. I think it was like a saloon. Mongani taxi, something like that. They bundled me in the boot. Then from there, that was the end. Then we moved for the good, should be 3 to 4 hours. I think 3 to 4 hours because it was a long journey. And then when we reached to the place was in a building. They reversed the vehicle. Then they offloaded me inside that building. Then in that building we entered. We entered first gate. They opened second gate, third gate. That's where they bundled me. It was dark. You can't see anything. Even if someone is standing behind me, you can't see that person. You can't. Mungamone lini orwapana makuvuli huko. Mungamone lini njemwenze nika. Mula lomba taloba mula. When we entered, they left me there. They went. Then after I think for 24 hours, after 24 hours maybe, that's when they came. Not after 24 hours midnight, no. My hours 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 24 my hours, that's when they came back. They started now torturing me. But everything, whatever they were asking, I said, I don't know. They ended up getting a price a pliers, squeezing my tongue with a pliers, squeezing it to say I should say. But I said, I can't implicate some people, the things I don't know. If it's killing, let them take my life. They tried all sort of torture. All sort of torture. When I say all sort of torture, it's bad. Some other things I don't want even to remember them. I know you are hearing even Sodom. Sodom, no, they've been sodomizing. All those were there in that torture. That's why I even went for operation for things which I never, for the diseases which I never even acquired. And I thank God. The people like Mama Edith Nawakwi, they stood. Honorable Mia stood. Changala stood. Maomba stood without fear to demand of my release. All those days I disappears, it was a hell. If hell is like that, I don't know. I don't know, but I will repent. Yeah, you can insult wherever you are. You can do what in those comments, but tomorrow it will be your children. It will be your relative. That's when you're going to believe the way you were insulting when my mother, Honorable Nawakwi, said that she's sick, she can't attend court. You started insulting, even wanting to take the court in her house. Because it wasn't in your shoes. Even right now, you are saying this because it's not in your shoes. Then from there, I'll cut the story short. I'll summarize it. From there, that's when they said to say, no, this one, I'm sure you are not ready to do what we want. So now what we are going to do, chatichite romba, wewe chakulia chamwena, tukiokuta manzi, we are going to throw you in the river. So we'll come for you later. Then they left. After some time they came now. They abandoned me again in the boat. As we were going, when they wanted to go and throw me in the river, that's when now I heard their voices. When we reached to the same river, they said to say, here, they are policemen, so we can't go ahead there. This and then the manner which our bosses have given us, it's very little. We can't commit this crime. They turned the vehicle. They said, let's go and just throw this person. He's already dead. He's already dead. That's when we moved now in a gravel. That's when now that's now they left me where I was discovered there. That's how they left me where I was discovered now there. From there, I managed now to give the number to those people at the farm. They communicated with my relatives, and the police came. And my relatives too came there. They got me from there. We went to the hospital, a district hospital. To that district hospital, when we reached there, they attended me. They started attending to me, but they found that the beatings and the torture, it was worse. They couldn't handle. They said, "We will refer you to UTH, or we will refer you to UTH or to the hospital which they can afford," meaning which my relative can afford. Then from there we went. We were given the medical and everything and the ambulance, but my relative said no, we will use our personal vehicle. That's now I was evacuated from there to Midrand Hospital. Midrand Hospital, when we reached Petauke ku Midrand Hospital, veyamba kunisebenzerapo a minister Jack Mwiimbu came with more than 200 policemen. Luckily, my relatives were very close to me. And one of the police officer, who was a woman, had an injection. And thank God, the people were around. They were quick to see that injection with that officer. They asked that officer to say, "This injection, what is the disease? Why are you want to inject him?" But from there now, that's how now they abducted me to take me ku entwala lomba ku mainasoko. And depending on ku mainasoko, aliyevomereje muntu ali wonse, even wachi bululu kuti bakalepo. Friends, everyone was denied access. No one had access to see me. No one had access to see me. Only them. Because they wanted to cover up something. From there, we stayed for some weeks. I'm sure you remember now. From there, we stayed for some weeks. And then they, after now getting a little bit better, they tried first to say, "No, he's mad. No, let's bring the psychiatric doctor to check." The psychiatric doctor all of them from Mainasoko, from Chainama. They had to do all the examination. What they found is that it was stress. There was too much stress. I was okay. I wasn't mad. And I don't know why they were pushing so hard to say, let's get the psychiatric doctor. Maybe this one is a psychiatric patient. Where? Where? And the human rights were there, just watching. And some of them, they even know our constitution. Me as a public figure, I had the right to which hospital to treat me, but they forced me. They're forcing her. They're forcing her. They're forcing her. Until everything they said, no. The stress levels are very high because of the trauma which he went through. Even the doctors confirmed. By that time, even my tongue, I wasn't eating anything. My tongue was swollen. Yeah, you can say so. You can say everything what you want. I know. Those praise singers, I know. You can say anything which you want. You can call anything. No, this and this. But it's fine. As long the people, our people are getting. My relatives, those who are praying for me, they are getting what I'm saying. From there, they said, okay, we are going to discharge him. So that that's the recommendation from the doctor. We are going to discharge him because these stresses here, keeping him here, they'll be going high. So that's how now they discharged me to say I should go and leave home whereby I can be with the children, kuyamboka mbako nao na bantu, my friends, so that those stress So when I was discharged, they said, no, you can't go home. To cut the story short, I'll summarize it so that we can come and continue the other day. I'll explain everything because sometimes when I start explaining, those things start coming, from there, when I was discharged to say, kwani kumurute kunganda, mukola birako na bana lomba pakine, my stress levels yawelele, then you can start now coming back now coming back to normal without stress levels being high. They said, no, let's go, you give us the statement so that we can arrest the people who abducted you. So we went to the police, we went around to force headquarters, then we went around, that was around 10 hours when I was discharged. Then we reached there, I gave statement, they said we want even the wives. So me, I gave the statement. After giving the statement, from 10 hours to 8 to 17, they kept us there. Then after, when I finished the statement, to explain everything, they said now to say, okay, wait, since these people you have mentioned, which you saw, these 3 people, they are known people, and there is no parade. That was now Mr. Timba, the director. He said there is no need of what, so let me go and inform the IG. The IG should inform the president, we see the way forward, how we are going to arrest these people you have mentioned, by the name of Hamasaka, Levingoma, and Mwiimbu. Trevor Mwinde, Hamasaka, and Levingoma, my brother. So Mr. Timba, the director, said, let me go and inform the IG and the president. When he came back after an hour, the story changed now to say, Honorable, in 2014, you committed an offense of aggravated robbery, attempted murder, and assault in 2014. Then I told my lawyer to say, these cases which they are saying, it already went into court. And I was already punished by the court. Because me as a leader, I'll always take responsibility. Whatever transpired in 2014, yes, because I was the leader, I was the one who was with the youths there in Vubwi. And those people, they mentioned me because I'm the person who was there. I had to take responsibility. And I received the punishment. And there was no aggravated robbery. That was in 2014. Then my lawyer, Mr. Sakwiwa Scott, asked the director to say, how come, after all these years, you are coming today? You are coming today. And look, we have given you here, we have come on another matter. We haven't come for these other matters which you are bringing. They said, no, these are the instructions that we arrest you. They arrested me. But I wasn't okay. Again, I went back to Minasoko. From Minasoko there, they sent people. They sent people so that we can to say, we drop everything, we drop this, so that we can move. They called my relatives and the chief, who is my father, our chief. Then they went, they talked, they said, okay, no problem. Us, what we want is our son. We want him. We want him so that he'll be okay. So no problem. And I'm sure you heard even some of the discussions which they came to negotiate. But there were things now which they wanted now to say, this negotiation, it can only go when you do this. But my relatives, our chief, they said, no, our son can't do that. If he's to kill him, then kill him so that we know to say it's you who have killed him. He can't now start twisting things to start implicating people who were not there. That's how that negotiation, that was the end now of negotiation. They said, no, we'll go. In fact, Honorable Taukawana, he's the one who said, okay, you, the chief, if you are not talking to him, we'll go for his head. Honorable Tawana said those words. Then the chief said, okay, if you want to go for his head, you go ahead. But the God, the chief said those words to say, you can go ahead, but the God, we pray, he will be arrived. Then the chief said, let us pray. Tiamba kupemphera. Tiamba kupemphera. Tipemphera, then when to say, no. You face everything. Since the PS wakamba to say, we'll go for his head. And Yui said to say, we don't care whether you are a chief, either you are the headman, we don't care us. We'll go ahead with his head. That's how they picked me from Mainasoko to Skanze. Yeah, Mosai, you can say so because it's not you. But wait, it will come for you. That's when you're going to believe to say these guys are not up to no good. There is injustice. You see. Because you are a praise singer, you are praising them, you can't see any bad about them. You can't see anything bad in them. But you ask, even our chief was there. If you think our chief can lie, you go and ask. That's how I was taken to Skanze. From Skanze, there it was a sad story again. It was a sad story. There it wasn't good. But due to time, from Skanze now I was taken back. I was taken now to Chipata to go and formally be charged. That's how I was charged. When I was charged, we tried everything possible, but everything couldn't work. Until one day, when I was inside there, I wasn't okay that day. They brought medicine, but they couldn't allow me to have access to other health facility. I was only allowed to their non-health facility, which they were getting medicine, bringing inside where I was. Then from there's one person. When they brought that medicine, there's this Edward Banda also was sick. And we thank that day I never had food. So I said, this medicine I won't take it because I haven't eaten. So they ended up giving Edward Banda. Go there and check. The records are there. Edward Banda was facing Mauritius, was serving 5 years. And Edward Banda was given the medicine which was supposed to be given to me. And that medicine which was supposed to be given to me, when it was given to Edward, just after some hours, he started hallucinating. Hallucinating, he was now transferred from inside Namiseche to Chipata General Hospital. At the General Hospital, they took him straight to the psychiatric ward. But someone who was just complaining the headache. Edward Banda stayed to that psychiatric ward in Chipata for 2 days. The third day he went into ICU. The following day he died. The brother works at ZRI. But all that, they have never even told you. They have never even shared anything. Ask them, where is Edward Banda? And right now the children for Edward Banda, they are suffering. But them they are enjoying and saying that we will continue. And one of the person inside there, I thank God, they had to remove the medicine which was in that which they wanted to give me. He had to throw and then put water. That's how it was injected. It was injected into me. And you know, even chikopo cha sarat, mukachosamo sarat, mukaikamo mans, musarako sarat still. So that also went into me. Yeah, you say all those things, you who are saying all those things. Ask even the relative of Edward Banda, where Edward Banda is. He's down 6 feet under. But here, you are saying, oh, this and this, that and that. Ask them, why didn't they even share, even in the media, even the human rights? All of them, they are quiet. Even the human rights, when they came in Chipata to see me, some of them are lawyers, but they said to say this case, it can't even stand in court. But what did they say? They said, we can't do anything. From there, I went into operation. Operation, instead of me getting better, it was now worse. And then today, you can be even saying, one day when it's in your shoes, that's when you or when maybe it's in your family, that's when you are going to feel it. But I thank God to say I'm here. After that now, they said, after that operation, I stayed now for almost 3 days. I was not stopping hallucinating. The things were bad. Now I was behaving exactly Edward Banda, the late Edward Banda. The late Edward Banda, the way he was, that's exactly how I was now. And it's only God. From there, since now, this issue, it's still in court. this issue now is still in court. But what came now from there, they said to say no, yeah, efuma kutokera apa palulu. Teti munuja sure, even ola Jack Mwiimbu bebe, angakwanisha kutoka pala palulu ponse pala kwera pansi. Wangakwanisha, can he manage it? Now me, I wasn't able to walk. Check even the people, even everyone who was around on the 4th of August. If in the state where I was, if I was managing even to do anything, but they come and do a propaganda to say no, echoka hapa. Wauje na Jack Mwiimbu tuone ngataka kwanishe kuchoka pamene pana kuwera pansi. Ve vari bwino ve bosa lwala. Ola yuyi veve ngatanga kwanishe kuchoka pala, olo muntu ngatanga kwanishe kuchoka pala osachoka. But ngevo kuzoja vantu lomba kuona munga vantu wonse mwonala. Munga wonse vantu oganiza limo. So ni pembe. Apa sisi inkani ili mkoti. But potoka mkoti ni pembe musogoleri. HH. Ekamba mti akachite protect the constitution. Yaja. He's going to protect the constitution, that's what he said. So I want him to tell the truth what happened for me to be out. And what they were protecting. And how Edward Banda died. Vana wake uvutika. Edward Banda was a driver for these big buses which goes to South Africa, goes to Botswana, Namibia. That's what Edward Banda was doing. But today he's no more. Because of the injustice and because of wanting to take someone's life. I've got children. I'm a parent. I've got I have got also my relatives. I've got also people who are looking up to me. Even them. If it's them who was passing through those things, how could they feel? These are just political jobs. One day, not long from now, it will come to an end. How are they going to feel if their own children or their own relatives, they can go through such a injustice journey? And the government should compensate the family for Edward Banda, because they're the ones who brought that poison. You can say whatever you want to say. No, you stay there. Yes, I'm okay and I'm alive. And now we'll be talking. And if you thought that you buried the seed, but it has been germinated. Edward Banda, the brother works for ZRA. Him was a driver Go and check, the details are there. To Chipata, Namiseche, go and check. He died at the hospital, Chipata Hospital. Go and check to the psychiatric ward. He was there at the psychiatric ward after just consuming that medicine. And then you are here doing wait. So you should compensate the family for Edward, because Edward Banda left the children, and he was one of the person who was also helped. But since now, for today, we'll stop from there. I know a lot of people, they'll say this, that, no, this, that, forget, I can't even waste time even to start answering those who are bitter, because you are bitter because I'm alive. But I know the majority prays for me. Because your mission failed, that's why you are bitter. Yeah, there are some who are asking to say, those I've explained everything, but now I'll come, since the other part, which I can't talk about. Me, I'm a law-abiding citizen. Yeah. So there are a lot of things which because of time, people said to say no. I saw the message to say no, time. But because of time, and because now it's like I'm getting emotion thinking of where I went through. So I'll continue narrating to people. One, I haven't yet even said what they asked me. I'll come and say it here. Yeah, there are some who are saying to say no. There are some who say no, it's this, that, until when it's in your shoes, that's when now we are going to believe. But let me tell you, this you are saying it's not okay. That's why even if they are looting the resources, you are quiet, you are not believing. Them are getting richer and richer, you are not believing. Look, even Munia. Today, where my brother is, Honorable Munia, where he is today, what offense has he committed? Nothing. By just pointing at the corruption, to say there is corruption. Where is he today? He has been locked up and silenced. Amangi walero mwamanga koma walabe balomba bebe mwabasiya bebe balipanja boshita enjoy baiba bebe, but because bali na immunity bebe basala balipanja munia enze complainant enze be immunity yeve aluta mwavali shaka. Don't think that mukama maivala. We are there. The way you thought when you abducted me, you thought I won't talk. Munia was there talking. Mama Edith Nawaku was there. May her soul rest in peace. She talked until I came out. Even from Munia, we will still talk until one day you'll be out. Look, everyone who has been, even me, ask even the same president, what offense did I committed? I never committed any offense. The only offense which I committed was to pointing the people who abducted me and to say, my people in Petauke, they need this and this and this. That was the only offense. They should tell you to say, yes, he committed this offense. What offense did I commit? Because that offense which they charged me, the judgment is there in Chipata. I was already punished. In 2014. That's why even standing I was cleared, because you can't stand if you are not cleared. But if even him, the president, if he can't, if the president, he doesn't believe in our judiciary, then who should believe in our judiciary? He was charged with treason. But who said that no, that one wasn't okay? Because they agreed. He was allowed to go and appeal. In my case, why didn't they appeal? But they never appealed because they knew to say. But I can tell you to say, independence is coming. Independence is coming. I know we are warned by KK to say the country will be divided, but I know soon independence is coming, where everyone will be free. Aliwo nsaka nkale free bwino kuziendera kuzichitira chinji lomba pano yakuza. Because the country has been divided. You can't say some people are in immunity to commit other offenses. They can commit offenses because they have got immunity. Other people, they can't when they commit just to report those things, which means that they have committed offense. Today, you're my brother. Mwiimbu. Because Honorable Mpundu just said to say, those people who have been insulting the former president and who have been committing offense from Northwestern Province, why are you not arresting them? Today, that he should go to Chavuma. Today, we should go to Chavuma. And to know they want youths in leadership. They want youths in leadership. Which youths do they want? Which one do they want? And they are not even ashamed. Because a crime is a crime. When someone commits a crime, you don't arrest the whistleblower. Don't think that there is no God. Ask us whom we have taken to hell, who will tell you that God is there. And because now you have gotten your people, those are the ones you have put as human rights, and everyone, including the human rights, they couldn't even voice out. They were just watching the injustice. But there is one day. But for me, I can tell you to say, whatever you did to me, us we forgive. I've told you to say, ask the president, ask the minister, if he can manage to do that propaganda which they told you. From there, on top, if they can manage, even Jack Mwiimbu, if he can manage from there top to down, if he can survive. And then you think me who was sick, I can do that. That's cheap propaganda. But I've told you to say, I won't discuss all those things. I'll come and review everything. Let first the court finish everything. We don't discuss matters because we might do whatever propaganda they're doing. We might start now doing, maybe they can say this and this and that. So I don't talk about matters which are in court. Yeah. chabe utapita futi, no problem, God is there. Mwana, if you are voting, you are voting according to your strong moods, because you're saying that it's, when we say that you vote the way these are voting, you're saying it's, when we say let's vote this, you're saying it's tribalism. But I'll tell you to say, even our vantu tuko vajali votera niwe because wakwana tuko kambaromba uti since veve va president vanhu wakamba uti kuno mukavote kuno because of strong mood nasa tuko kamba uti vakwaswe nekwaswe votani mwe mvotera kupetauke ni ku strong mood nasa ngiye vati tola vira avemba namwe votani monga ni ku strong mood. So apalomba no tribalism, no what komalomba ni stronghold. Mwamulavirira to say southern ni stronghold. Nase ndiye mwati tojira vantu vakwaso mweti votera kupeta kuti votani namwe ni stronghold. Votani kwa vemba kwa ni stronghold. Murusaka votani ni strong mood ndicha mufuna katika kama to votani chite mko kama uti ni tribalism. So if you think that if you can carry it, you think that a mama honorable muona munga vemu wachita munga kwa sira sote ala muona munga ma voice mukavala munia zuru mwavala shitotera mwavala GBM mwavala ishilango mwavala mwonsa mwavala muona munga ti muona munga wonse bali happy muona munga azikwashi wonse mwokondwera muona munga wonse mwokondwera munia neo pano muona munga wonse batenzo ya bya mwokondwera muona munga mapemphera yatu pemphera ni mwokondwera mweyo mwatukwana huko na binwe vaka mbapo hivyo ni vache ndiko kama tuno aba wenzo tukwana mwenzo wakatali wa northwestern koma mwamushita invite a minister etukwana banyinji batukwana but wonse mubatekerera wonkara tyara zi bongo pita mvu na amene baro tukana so tonkara pamozi na wamene mundu kamba to say I'll protect the constitution of Zambia. Constitution yano ichite protect nivi ni vakuchita protect. Parliament is missing you. Yes. I thank you very much. Time will come. Mwana takuja kale uti bachizungu hivyo kwaso tukamba chizungu chifupi so viliena nchito hivyo whether you say mkambe kuti hivi vilie nchito kumanase tira vile oro mukachose yonse ma voice but ma voices yake ni mulungu oziwa mwati achoseremo yati asale yolavira oro mushatinge vonse barake na show to you to say mulungu oziva mwakusungira vake bantu mwakubachosela kuliye mbeu mungaitole lini yonse you can't eliminate everyone mulungu aziwe mochosela mu yakini munia be careful there. Nawe usati bapeze soti kuti nawe bakupase munga benzi pasa Edward Banda then nawe utisiye so nupembe monse muri apa tenti mpemberere msaza wasu uncle wasu brother wasu. Let's pray for him. I know where he has gone, it's not a good place. And it's not good, it's in hell there. Unless if he just went, like maybe he was from somewhere else. If he was from, if he was a praise singer. He wasn't going to suffer there. Even the people who killed Congo, they are out, all of them now, because they are amongst the praise singers. But if it was not a praise singer, you commit such offense. You can imagine, okyo ushavindu vila la kale bisi la kale. If you were na kuusha, why waliushe bamene ba president ya treason ila, why waliushe ya Kangombe asoti uti waipite mosoti, why waliushe mada ya Galinkombo ila irulingi wakale ipita kale mkoti ya 2013. But voice wanga vegetarian bakuma praise singers. And bakumwali na soni, they are not ashamed. Where is the massacre every day? Ole pa change pa watchdog. Pakoswe. Onkara na president but chifukwata nsoni wemulesha no saina pa mapepa lomba we pasandani we pasamachira. They had to give machira because they knew to say one day it will come. That's why they removed him signing there. Mapenzi singa injustice ili komanje wamtuma Levi na ndalama endo booking ama Honda au tampetauke no utakio pangalali ndiye court pamene papalali to say no, I wasn't the one who did this, I wasn't the one who committed this. Basi bonse mwambelera bebe ndi court yao yoenda chabe ukapasa chabe statement to say I'm not the one, then that's so. But chaninga msimi kijeni mweo ni chakuti namwe muna mabana. Even if one day you are not going to be there, just remember to say, what about if my children are going through this? What about if my relatives are going through this? Ngati bana baso bachita abduct obapitisha mu matocha muri vonse hivi asemlomba ningamweti ani azukuru hano ngati uchita vonse hivi vonse uchita mu vonse hivi amweti ani. And Zambian people, Mulungu omukonda isiyo. Because vintu benzofuna kuti vichitike kupyolera muri seo passing through us, it never happened, was protected. And I know God will continue protecting him. God will also continue protecting us. Let's Taokawana tomorrow have a press briefing and inform the people what they were asking me, the demands which they were putting on the table. Ask them. So that when it comes from them now, then that's when all of you now, you pressing and you say, oh, okay, this and this and this and this. Ask them to say what happened, everything, until where I am, because they know. They know everything. And because of time, and because it's emotion, because some of the things, when I remember them, I was getting emotion. So I've challenged Petauke Kawana together with the minister, together with the president. Let them tell the people the offense I committed and the demands which they were making. The demands which they were making. I'll give them time so that they tell the people. And Petauke Kawana, you have got children. You have gone for my head together with your boss, but I can assure to you, I'm okay. But the God above, who managed to protect me. The Bible says we leave vengeance to God. So we leave everything in the hands of the Almighty God. Ati unataba na imwe ni propaganda hiyo na imwe mungamverele tosa ni kama olo Jackie Mwiimbu anga jumpe kutoka pasi and why musina nikambe na muza ni kudala kuti ngani ili mukoti. That's why nawapasa chance kuti weka Petauke Kawana na wabosi wake wakabwere hapa wakamuzeni vinachitika vonse, because even for me where I am, they know everything. They know the demands which they are putting. They know they killed Emmanuel Banda. They know how Emmanuel Banda died. Go and check there. Chipata na Nisete, the records are there. How he died, and they never even did post-mortem. And you think they are good people? All of them, they didn't even know to say I'll survive. Jack Mwiimbu is watching and drinking Chiwantu. Yes, let him watch. That's why I'm telling him to say that propaganda which he went with all the cameras just to open a small window to say here. One day, it won't be long. I can assure to you. One day. Continue. That's why now, okay, you know to say your time is near. That's why Kusorowezi mwaenda mwaba 100 million. Mwaba Kusorowezi. Miri simunaenda Tanzania mwaba 20 million US dollar. Muntu foreign muntu wakucharo kinango ndia bwero kamba but imwe maprezi singa mungo kamba no kamba but kulibe swamu gawira nkoni wakshare ngaweka. Ni vambili who talk. We have got a lot. Now we are very far away, so we are able to talk now. God has protected us. Ngati muganga mukamanja lombo to yayi alipafupi hapa no alikuni tilikutali mwana lomba. Kujumpa nyanja kapena nizingani. Na madimandi yana mwenzofuna uyo muntu ali South Africa alinkale lombali ali bwino mulungu musunga. But you tell the people Kawana, and your boss, you address and tell the people the demands you are making and why even the demands you are making in that abduction. Tell the people. The torture which you are torturing, tell the people. And also tell the people the offense which I committed. Vile boss wamuga kame mapesi nga tuse no ulinawani abo nofuna lino wakamba po mazina because hivyo ni vizwa po na lini muchuone sheshe chinso changu ichi ngati mwachuone sheshe chinso muka kambe tuse ni uyu so pikirija ni mkongo bwata tya kai mwenchito ni kuprezinga vaya nu woiba wochita chani a lot of things which they are doing. They are making money on top of you, praise singers. But don't forget, you won't be a praise singer forever. So, nufuna lini first, vikatoke kama kwangu, I've challenged Petauke to tell what I did, one. Then two, how Edward Banda died, in which part he should tell the people, address the press. How Edward Banda died, echifuatia na Edward Banda, one. Two, wauze ni wanduti, nanga uyu, ndatiani, Petauke. Three, mademands ya mwenzo chita, niwa no mwenzo funa, vonse gomuze wantu. Four, mutocha vonse muvikambe. So kunyimba huko. Kunyimba. Apalomba ni tilitonse. Namwe votani mwabu votera veve. Because kukamba kuti votani mwabu votera veve. Ni kustrong udoko kunyimba. Namwe ndiye mwamufuniko chitira. It's not troublesome to them. So namwe kunyimba kumtilizi wati votani mwaku votera veve. At the crime I committed, you are not being a UPND pressing. Yeah, so tilitonse pasen kontiara kunivusha ko Mwiimbu nenankala ngako emotion ni pempe ko tiara apa chanko ntia tilitonse kwa sira ndiye vano pempa hapo tiara chanko ntia tilitonse ma comment tiara kwa sira. And I was very shocked in the sense of the whole president instructed that I need that case. I need that case to be open. Yes, you can even wonder. You can imagine. tiritonse jala tiritonse ndiye good night romba tiritonse palwapula uko tiritonse mchinga tiritonse eastern tiritonse Copper Belt tiritonse Lusaka tiritonse na southern tiritonse western tiritonse northwestern tiritonse just type tiritonse kwasira tiritonse potola independence tiritonse nikuni mwekwe muonako ma MP bambo bamanga even rais yeo mwenzofuna bapentinga kuti ni waipa isi yeo mangapo ma MP bangana isi yeo even Lomozi even member of parliament for Sesheke bempeza guilt of assault aliyemangiwe Romeo Kang'ombe huyo bempasa tya ndrama bemuza utalipire ndrama eripira ndrama echoka but nishikugwela na butane. You can imagine nishikukuza na butane but isiwe kamba no even wenze bechita commit treason mwiona ila ngati niweverero muntu utapali motoka yao muno janga mlekenere muntu bopa ilatu pamene hapo bang asembebe pairatu ngati muntu angaushe kukamba tuse vatenyezi vipita kale mukoti ati no let's tenti vinyamule no that kumanishi paliye ero vonse viniza chite explain bwino tiritonse ni sefu aparomba tiritonse kunyimba uko ni tiritonse romba tiritonse kunyimba tiritonse na ku southern province apa yachinja ni tiritonse wenze be promise kuti ku southern province waba chitire chitukuko kulie ndrama zuika kyala muwao chitukuko charuta ku southern province romba ni kugula ng'ombe zinyinji nopoka bantu ku southern province mafa ndiye chitukuko charuta ku southern province tiritonse freedom is coming tomorrow. Independence is coming tomorrow. Forget about my voice. Mwana kila meaning ya nyimbo wasila. Vachpani tiza kambe bonse benze vonse benze demand bonse tiza kambe kuminirunga konse ku northwestern bongo kamba jala onani kula kuminirunga. If it wasn't me kuminirunga road asembekulie I stood for people of Mwinirunga when pasa na famu mafumu kula nichinja chinipasira nezo kambira abantu chamene icho ndiye chali yefune kuti kumwinirunga mabasi yokuruta nezofuna soti ala kuti bangale wovutika kuti bakaloze kuti votani apa bakavote bawuka lomba onani olufanya malero bavuta lomba kulufanya onani kuchingola bavuta ni konse bavuta kwa mene kula kwenze tola kwenze kamba ma strong kwa mene kula vindu vapinda mo kalomba aba uchatela kuiba mabilioni mungu oiba mwenze mwikamba timuti chose muiba mabilioni tukuza palomba timu ujeni uti abandye zuiba abandye zuchita chinja My sister, my brothers, forget about place singers. That's why wachinja mazina romba. Wambo zipasa mabanda, wambo zipasa machinji. Oyo pake kuti baonekere hapa. Wakachita hapa, wakachaya hapa, nishi waonekere. Oyo patuse, oh, waonekere hapa kuti nachite hapa. Waonekere kuti yai ni ofuma huku. Yai ofuma huku. That's why mazina romba mko waona tinwe nechisanga. That's why muona hapa banyinji ma place singer onani ma comment ya ma place singer vechinja maneno romba uzipanga ni waku Eastern, uzipanga ni waku kwa Bemba nuko question announce when are you going to be kumatia different yan how kai yusi anako kwatili na uko kwa muli yusi anako. So tukoona tukapeza chance so tiala talabirana tukapeza chance talabirana koma ni muje ni to say freedom is coming. Mwana, I don't care. I can tell you, you can say up to what, how many years, what. I'm okay now. I'm enjoying. I'm doing everything. So there's nothing. But nikuuje kuti, niromba pano, freedom is coming. Kapkonsha, what's the politics? MMD pangiriwa kuwapula. But what happened? Kuti wapula inkale PF strong udumichinchichitika. Answer mailo nikaifune. Ukaniuza answer mailo nikakuja nokuja ati nilomba pano freedom is coming. Tutola lomba pano. Bantu wako asutela ubu wafunka bazive aku Eastern na bebe bankale na strong wood bavote monga ni strong wood mwakuvotera huku kule ma pressing huku mwakuvotera sotiala nako kuchani kuwapula kunkale strong wood kaibo kambati ni ma strong wood we. So kuwapu Eastern bakavota mwakuvotera kuchoma monga ni ma strong wood nishikwasira na kuchoma kwa mene kulalomba na akavota patilitonse monga ndiye strong wood ya tilitonse nishikwasira nishi freedom ya we. And you kuza nomba pa even kaunda even ali wonse even wazungu walie kwa nishe kupitikisha wonse bana